And they get the behind the scenes too.
Oh, yeah. BTS.
I gotta work out. Just a little bit of moving from here over there and back.
You win.
I'm sad.
The cardio in.
Yeah, I went. My goal is at least 4 days a week. And I
Yeah.
did Zumba yesterday. My legs was like, "Why you do this to me?"
I have an app that you could use. It's free. It's called Fit On.
Mhm.
Fit On app. So you can get the free version. You can pay for it. I always do the free version, but you can do whatever you want to do. So if you only have like 15 minutes, half an hour, you can do that. You can do Pilates, you can do yoga, you can do cardio, you can do HIIT, everything.
See, I'm a licensed Zumba instructor. So I do all that stuff anyway.
But
I choreograph and all that crap.
it's perfect because the
That's what I like.
instructors are right there with you, and you know.
Can we
Oh.
do the radio?
Oh.
I'm just wondering. Can
Well,
we
didn't know you were ready.
can we do a radio show? Okay, here we so okay. This is my new music here.
Mike is on the mic with Mike, Richmond's premier business radio platform.
We just called the boys with the corner office. Cat table, what this is. Not that cat table, boy, we live this.
Make the community better. No one knows better than Mike.
What's up?
Is on
We're
the
here, us
mic
here?
with Mike. Check it out.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic of Mike, the premier business radio program. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being here with me. So we're coming to you from the Mike King Biz Studio, which is the global epicenter social enterprise business. You can follow me on social platforms, hashtag On the Mic with Mike, as well as Mike King Biz. So this is a special day for me. We got friends of the family back in the building. So we got Anetra Byrd is here with us. Welcome back.
Thanks for having
Okay,
me.
you're gonna have to scooch a little. Thank you. Just a little bit. She's, ladies and gentlemen, she's scooching at the moment. So she is here with us, and she is of knee chic fame. We also got, and this is a special day, is we got a certified sexologist, and then Coach K is in the building. Welcome back.
Always great to be here.
So yes, you were here. You were just on with our good friend Dr. Danny.
Yes.
This is more of a therapy session. This is a little something right there. I knew you were going to be on the program, and so I went back to Pembroke Junior High and thought about, I got a sexologist coming on the program. So what I do, I call my friend Anetra. Hey, guess what? I got a sexologist who's going to be on the program.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know what we're going to talk about.
I was like, what time?
What time? Yes. Right back to junior high. Yes, we are going to be. All right. So really quickly, Coach K, tell folks who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Kanya. And I go by Coach K, and I am a life coach and a clinical sexologist. And I work with women and I work with couples on improving, growing intimacy for a more fulfilled sex life and sexual experiences.
All righty. And how can people find you out there?
I am on all social media platforms. If you do search Coach K, COACHKAY101, you will find me. Except LinkedIn, it's Love and Intimacy 101.
Okay, that's sort of like the government name.
Yeah.
Government name. Okay. Nisha, how can people find you out there? Tell us who you are.
Well, Mike, thanks for having me again. I'm a personal wardrobe stylist and image consultant.
Oh,
and
see what I did for you today, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah, pocket square and all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You can find me on social media under Neechic, NEECHIC.
All righty. So we're going to start off, ladies. This is very important right here. Let's talk about misconceptions of what you do. Anetra, what's a misconception of what a stylist does?
What's a misconception is that it's all about the physical appearance. Although, that plays a role, of course, because that's, initially the first thing that people see is the physical appearance. But it's more than that. It's about you. It's about how you feel about yourself internally as well. So they both play a role. It's not just one thing, multiple things. It's layers to it. So I, just want people to realize that it's not just about the wardrobe and the clothes that you wear.
Alrighty, Coach K. Oh my gosh. Okay, alrighty. The floor is yours, ma'am.
The biggest misconception is that I'm this porn dog that is just a sex addict, and I just want to go around and sit in people's bedrooms and critique them on how to perform sexual acts.
Are there people who do that?
There are some physical sexologists that will go into an environment or bring you to their environment
And watch your action?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, all right. So, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that one right there requires a stop. So you're saying there are sexologists, so we're gonna go, all right, so fine. I had to go to the sleep clinic, and I go into the sleep clinic and, they hook me up with the sleep apnea thing and all of that. How long do I have to sleep here? Because I ain't really sleeping. Because I'm sleeping in a hospital with a whole bunch of things on me. So you were saying to me, ma'am, that action is going to happen, and there's somebody with a clipboard taking notes.
There can be. The beautiful thing about the sexology world is it's the study of sex, human sexuality, and sexual behaviors. And so actions is a part of it. Someone has to do it,
Is it being recorded too?
That's what I want to know. Or they just sitting there with a pen and a paper. What did that person want to be when they were growing up? They're like, so what would you like to be, Johnny or Jenny? I'd like to be a person who sits there and watches people and takes notes and evaluate them.
Because it's a mind intriguing thing if you're doing it for the right reason. Like, I'm someone who would look at a pornography and I'm like, well, why did they do this? And what are they thinking? And what made them choose that? So I'm not looking at it for the pleasure.
Right. Now, I've looked at it the same way for certain things. And what I did was wondered, why did that guy have white socks on? That's a thing. I mean, like, come on, dude. You there for to handle the business. You couldn't have took your socks off or either wore something that didn't.
Socks.
Yes, better socks.
The rippers on the bottom.
Wait, like you're at launch. You're running around. Yeah, you're at launch.
We're cozy.
That's a medical. He has a medical condition.
Exactly.
Alrighty. So, Coach, you say that you operate from the waist up.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Let's
a psychologist.
ask the question. Ask the.
What does that mean? Explain that.
So I start with the mental piece. I work on, the body language.
Okay.
That's waist up. I'm not so much worried about the functionality, the physicality of the do versus what does it make you feel like? Why do you not desire X, Y, and Z?
Okay.
What is that? Where's that place that can be touched that actually makes you want to engage with your partner or yourself?
So when you sit in a group and you do a group presentation, is it mostly like women who are there, or do you have like mixed groups?
Typically, it's mixed. I would say, as far as when I was doing more one-on-one clients, it was always the men who would call to get the appointments.
For the wife? Or for both? For both.
And it really goes down to when they first call in, hey, I want to get more sex. I want more.
I want more.
And then we realize that, well, how are you communicating with each other? What are you doing to show that that's what you want versus just the bang, bang?
Right.
Because the bang, bang is short.
Right.
The bang, bang is, yeah, it is.
No, not all the time.
Well, if it's bang, bang, it's
well, yeah.
Yes. So I'm getting off of the bang, bang. It's like John Witherspoon. We are not. Okay, so it could be a bang, bang, or it could be a bang, in a long, but typically for the masses.
For the masses,
it's short-lived.
Because it's painful, and it's if there is a non-purpose bang bang that's happening, it will not work long term.
Oh, so the bang bang has to have purpose.
Purpose.
There we go. Alrighty. So when you're talking, when you first start out, do you see the snicker on men's faces? Or like did we go back to being in junior high? Or is it the men are serious because they there because hey, I'm trying to have more of intimacy?
It's more serious, honestly.
Oh, so
now,
it's not foolishness.
It's not foolishness in a closed setting. Now, if I was at an open forum where I'm speaking to multiples, there are going to be those looks. Like, oh yeah, we about to talk some stuff, and then they're like, oh,
no, we ain't talking stuff. No, it's not. This is not what I came here for. I thought it was going to come here, and but
come here, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach K will be here, 2 shows nightly. She is here. So let's talk about the look of things. So, Nishik, you are here. Do you operate sometime in club wear? Is that still a thing, or am I dating myself?
Club wear.
Yeah, stuff you wear to the club.
Okay.
You don't
Like a lounge.
Yes, like
Okay.
when you young folks go out and you're
Young folks.
yeah. I don't know it goes on because what time I'm at home.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, I'm proud of it. Anetra Byrd, what time am I home? And I'm proud of it.
No later than 7:30.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I asked you. I said, is it 5 now because it gets dark?
Yes, I mean the energy level really starts to go down because it is dark outside, and when stuff. It's like being in the club when the lights come on. What good happens then? Not much. Have you ever been in a club when the lights came on?
Yes, I have.
Coach K, you're shaking your head like you've been in a club when the lights came on numerous times.
Oh yeah, you don't leave until they finally cut the music off. Especially if I paid to get in there. I'm shutting it down.
Yeah. Okay. So right, but at the time when you're in there and the lights come on, do you see the desperation level go up with the men folk? Because we're the shot clock is running down, and we got to get our shot in there. Do they look the same that they did? No, they don't. Anetra Byrd, what's the look at that point?
The look is sometimes for the men or for the women?
For the men.
For the
men.
men.
The women that come in. See, the women came out to dance and have a good time. That's not what unless you out there trying to be, I don't know, Danny Terry. Oh, you don't know who that is. No, unless you're out there trying to be a dancer, and you came to the club for one thing.
I will say that, yeah, part of it is the desperation. It's like, oh yeah, the lights are on. I haven't, connected with somebody that I may want to take home. So that can be the look, and that's not a good look.
That's not that's
That
the
is
look of
not a
I'm
good
thirsty
look
and
when you
there's
see
water.
A desperate, thirsty man. And sometimes, if they're of a certain age, say like, 60 plus, that's the worst.
Yeah.
For one, I'm like,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public service announcement. That is the reason I don't go to clubs. And if I'm there, me and my wife are there together because you don't want to be the old man in the club. No, because especially at that point, old people are kind of scared to sleep. So you've been up early. Like, and now,
like 5 o'clock.
yes,
4:30,
I'm up.
5
Yes,
o'clock.
I am up early. And now all of a sudden we're in the club and the lights again. Now it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been up a very long time. So, no, we're
You're not going to be up at 1 a.m.
Well, if I'm up at 1 a.m., I took a nap somewhere along the line. Somewhere along the line. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Because I gotta pace myself with this right there. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Coach K, Anetra Byrd. This is On the Mic with Mike, part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network. This is different. When Coach K, when you were here with us before, you were on with our good friend Paula Pardell. And when I first met her, so she is a Bloom Matchmaking. So if you guys are out there and you need to find somebody, you need to connect with Paula Pardell. She is the best that's out there. So when I met her, I'm like, you're a matchmaker? Like, that was the craziest thing. That there's somebody that really was a matchmaker. And then I meet you. and you're a sexologist. Explain to people what exactly a sexologist is.
It's really the study of human sexuality, sexual behaviors, desires. And a sexologist can go in hundreds of thousands of avenues. And so I can understand why people may have the misconception, but it's just being able to clarify. So my goal is to, once Paula matches them, helping them to stay matched sexually, intimately, because those are two different things.
Yes. All righty. So Coach K dropping nuggets of knowledge on it. So give our listeners an idea of your one night stand. And then I'm gonna pick, well, come on in. On the mic, Mike King. Hey, look who it is. So we got Anetra Byrd here. We got Coach K and my man Johnny Johnson just walked in. He is 6335 fame. So Rick, I don't know. You can have a seat over there and just chill. You know, chill. How you doing?
Good.
All right. Oh, well, yeah, I'm here for a hot minute. Hopefully longer. All righty. So Coach K, let's hear your story. One night stand. That's a great. I got a good story. That's a good story.
You talking about the one night stand
That's
lasted 20
lasted.
years?
Yes.
So I'm self-proclaimed, I'm a former serial cheater. And so that is something that you probably never heard that.
I didn't. Okay.
So when I saw my husband for the first time, we were at a party because I used to hang out with his brother-in-law. We used to club. I knew him from Friday to Sunday, and that was it. And so
And you're a little younger, correct?
no,
is he?
me and my husband,
Yeah.
yeah, he's about 3.5, 4 years younger.
Okay.
than me.
We've had that conversation. Yes.
Yeah, so when I saw him, I knew that he was of legal age, because I asked before, because age and consent matters. And I walked up to him. I had never met him before, and I just basically said, "Hey, I'm effing you tonight. Is that cool with you?"
Okay.
And he kind of looked at me because he's like,
And you say he's from the he's from the country
yeah,
too.
he's from out
So
of town.
he might not be ready for all that. You know,
What you trying to say about the country folk?
Sometimes it's a little bit, more subtle. You may think that people from the city, you guys, country people always saying city people are fast. It don't get no faster than that. Like, yo, tonight's the night. Are you ready?
Well,
And sometimes when you put men on the spot like that, and then they'd be like, hey,
know how to respond.
exactly.
Like, what?
Oh, you mean it tonight?
Tonight.
Tonight. And we ain't working on tomorrow? Okay, so you dropped that line on him.
And he was holding his Corona that he wasn't drinking. He was like, okay. And I was like, no, I'm dead serious because, after I come from the club, matter of fact, I was going to 6335. So
Johnny Johnson, now you see, sir, you see what your establishment does. You did stop that one. So in other words, he created 20 years worth of
togetherness. Because that was the spot. Like literally, that was
Funny,
that
a
was
lot
my
of people
spot.
say that. I
that's
remember when she got pregnant because I left here.
Yep.
We do it all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I'm trying to run a regular business show. We're up in here just okay. All right. So that night happened. We're having fun.
And I gave every girl in the party, I literally made an announcement. I gave them the opportunity. I said, hey, I'm giving y'all the opportunity to holler at him because if he doesn't get with anybody else, he's gonna be mine for the night.
Okay, ma'am.
I wouldn't have
So
given
with
that
your-
opportunity.
But wait a second. We got to talk about how strong her game is. So you just dropped it like boom, y'all. I'm telling you what time it is. Take your shot, but I know what time it is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And that one night has led to over, a little over 16 years of marriage, almost 20 together, 5 children, a dog, and we
Ooh.
bought a house together before we were married. But it's walking in purpose and on purpose.
Yes, you definitely walking in your purpose there. So you were good at your game. Did you know that you were good at that sexologist game that night?
No, I wasn't a sexologist then.
No, I know you wasn't, but
just-
clearly you didn't have to go to a class to get that one. Okay. So when did you realize that was something that you could make a business out of it?
I started doing bedroom candy stuff, and then when they
Oh,
introduced.
well, hold up, what's that?
I'm not asking, you asking.
I sure am.
Okay, bedroom candy.
Bedroom candy is it's an adult novelty and intimate line that Candy Byrd started many, many years ago.
Oh, okay, yes, okay, thank you.
And so,
Yes. You know which one I thought we were getting ready to get into is this one. Wait 1 second. Yeah, it's like, like, no, it's not that. It is not that. Okay, so Candy Birds had the line and you were selling.
yeah, I was a consultant. I still am. And then Dr. Rachel's program, the sexology program, was introduced, and I was like, that's a no-brainer. That's something that I've always been curious about, human sexuality,
Mhm.
and
Me too.
sex on purpose, mentally thinking about it. And I was just like, sign me up. I put my deposit down. Then I called my husband, like, hey, I want to do this program. I kind of already paid, but what do you think?
Okay, let's so you were already down that road with the sex toy candy, like the candy stuff. What was the look on his face when you initially came with that one?
He was not ready. This is something that he had.
Shocked.
This is something that he had to grow into, and I even with bedroom candy, I never concentrated on the toys. It was always the
Experience?
bath and body products,
Oh,
the intimate part of it. People would have to ask me,
about
don't
that.
y'all sell that stuff? Yeah, I got it under the
And
table.
is that how they came and said, asked you? Do y'all sell
You
that?
sell that stuff? Yeah.
Yo, do y'all sell that? Y'all sell that stuff? All right, so clearly that stuff is, are men more shy? Like, men always beating, a lot of times women think men are like really, really, down with the stuff. Men be shy and kind of like, I ain't exactly sure. Like you said, when you said tonight, he was kind of like, you mean, I've been there, but
Warm and shy when it comes to that.
they used to be doing the chasing, and all of a sudden, person say, it's tonight, right? Yeah, hey, did you say
Oh, you
tonight?
meant that. I meant introducing.
Oh, yeah,
you know.
it's the talking part is all right, but when it's time to get down to business, if you say tonight at 7 and it's 6:48,
Well, yeah.
yeah, it's like, yo, tonight, you mean like in a few minutes? I gotta get myself together.
It was a time gap because I had to go to the club first.
Yes.
So I just met him afterwards. And then I was like, all right, I'm going home. And then I
20
saw him again the next weekend.
20 years later,
Mhm.
5 kids and a dog
And a dog.
and a house.
And a house.
That thing kind of worked.
Yeah. And now, he, since 2020, I have not worked a full-time job since then. So it's ordering your steps, leading and working on purpose to get to the place where you want to be. And now I'm able to do this full-time because he's now working in his business where I can grow this business. But it was that work and staying on purpose the entire time that allowed this to happen.
So back in those days when we met over at the other station, you were just going out on your own, starting full time on your thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Anetra, when was it that you were able to go out and niche chic on your own that okay, this thing will be able to sustain me?
About 3 years ago.
What was it, do you know at that point? It was just like the revenue, or was it just like, okay, the sustained business is coming, enough people are buzzing about me, calling me up or accepting when I say?
Both.
Okay.
Because a lot of times when you start off in your business, it's like your side hustle, or you're working it simultaneously with, your full-time job. Because I come from corporate. I have that corporate background. So I was doing both at the same time. So I'm like, I'm doing 2 full-time jobs.
And then one day you
building it up.
looked up and you said, all right, this corporate thing, I can see you guys later. When did
Peace
you,
out.
how long, peace, deuces. So how long was it? Did you ever look back and be like, ooh, I don't know if I made the right choice?
Well, as an entrepreneur, you guys know, you have those ups and downs, and you experience so many emotions with it. The highs and the lows. It's like sometimes you questions like, oh, should I have done this? Am I good at this? Is this my thing? So we all experience that. And if you come across one who says they haven't, they're lying.
Exactly. Like, man, am I gonna make it? Really? All right. So, Coach K, when was it with you that all of a sudden you looked up and said, you know what, this thing will work?
When I was pushed out, because being in the corporate world,
Oh, yeah.
the vid gave the company the opportunity to push me out, but I knew that it was
Time.
time.
It was time.
And I just looked up and was like, okay, I get it. It's time. I get it. And I just never went back
Yeah.
because I told my husband, I said, you're it. Tag.
Is it? We gonna do this thing.
And we have, April of this year, I got a brick and mortar, so I have a place that's ours. So it's.
So wait a second. Where? Okay, you just can't drive. Where are you located at? Well, come on the program. You know it don't work like that. So wait a second. Well, okay, tell us about that.
So I call it's the space at Norchest is what I named the space itself. So I was looking for an office and a space because I'm paying these people to do different events. So I'm like, I can just do it on my own. I walked into this specific location and I knew
That was it.
Yeah. And my husband said, I knew it because you kept saying my space every time I talked about it. So it's 2,200 square feet. I have my office. I have another office that's over there and then a third office and I rent those out. But there's 3 event spaces inside of this space. And the rate was like, I couldn't beat it.
It was okay. Where are you located at?
It's 7206 Hall Street Road. So it's at the corner of Hall and Turner, right in the 360 West Shopping Center.
Where Brian and Stratton is?
No. It's where it used to be a Rite Aid. Now it's
Gotcha.
a
Okay.
bargain book or something.
Gotcha. Okay. And so, what is the space open to rent? So people can use your event space?
Yeah, people can use the event space. I'm able to host classes.
Mhm.
I had it's Mind PHUCKED is the class. So Mind Fucked is one of the classes that I introduced here in Richmond that I premiered in Georgia. So I'm doing, I have the She Flow class, which is the Ladies Central Touch class, Couples Central Touch class. I have a Naughty and Nice Bingo that's coming up on the 7th.
Naughty and Nice Bingo.
Yes.
That sounds interesting. What exactly is that?
So it's regular bingo. It's called Bingo Shots and Shopping. And so we play regular bingo. We take shots, and there is
shots.
some naughty and nice prizes that you win instead of there's no money that you win. You win prizes. So we have bedroom candy kits we put together. We have a 40+ inch TV, projector, other electronics. And there's some fun, naughty and nice games that you can play in between.
So when you look out for you, how do you find the next business model thing for you? Like, you always, sometimes people look for different lines. And Anetra, I'll ask you after that. How do you find that next business line thing to generate revenue?
It's seeing the need of the target audience. Like the Lioness Den is my next adventure, so to say. So it's a community-based women's membership group. And if you think of a lioness, because I work with women, with how powerful women are, how fierce and submissive you have to be, the leader, being in tune with yourself. So membership programs would be the next thing because I want people to be in my circle on purpose for themselves, if that makes sense.
And so it's a women's group, a membership for a women's group.
Correct.
There's a lot of women's groups that are out there. I would guess. No, I know there are. I see them. What's going to be different with you? Does yours have a sexuality kind of
connotation to it?
Yes. Are there other ones that are out there like that? The other ones are like, yo, we're boss women's, we're taking the world down by storm.
And honestly,
is that how they say it? That's not how they do.
There are a lot of boss up groups that are out there. But the underlying fueling point is the firmness in your sexuality. Literally, just thinking about as a stylist, how you look gives how you feel. Because you talked about it earlier, it's more on the inside. And understanding that from the time you fix your hair, put on your lipstick, what you choose to put on, it's a part of your sexual skeleton
Yeah. Yeah.
because you can do it for yourself or other people.
Well, do you find that some women shy away from that?
Absolutely. And that's the purpose of that. The groups that I have
Yeah.
is you don't have to shy away because
Yeah.
women and some boys, but women have been sexualized
Mhm.
in so much. Little girls, if they have on a pair of shorts, they may be sexualized versus, oh, she's just confident in what she's wearing. It's not to get the attention of anyone else. She looked in the mirror and she felt fierce. She felt
Yeah.
sexy. She felt
Yeah.
amazing.
I can tell. So I got a granddaughter who's 8. I can tell already. There's times if she puts something on, it's popping. You can't tell her nothing. She
Yeah.
knows already. And it's different because I have 2 sons, 3 grandsons. When it came time for the girl, I didn't know because I have one sister who's 14 years younger than me. I didn't know that the dynamic. I always thought I'd be a great girl dad. I would have been. But then all of a sudden with this granddaughter, 1 minute I'm the man, and I'm like, yeah. 32 seconds later, she's looking at me like, ew. What happened? What happened? And the thing is, sons and boys are bribable. They are. Yes, you can.
I think that,
You
know, a
can't
lot
bribe
of
girls.
Yeah, I think a lot of women are afraid to put it out there. We are sexual beings.
Yeah.
And we do have this confidence. Well, some women don't have it in them, but that's one thing that I do to help them with the confidence. But they're afraid to express that, through their clothing. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I feel sexy. It's, or if they're going out and they're like, okay, I'm ready to be out there. I'm interested in dating or whatever. And, they dress accordingly. And some women feel like, oh, I'm going to be judged
Yep.
because I have this on or I have that on. And I'm like, well, you need to get past that. And you need to be secure in who you are and what you want and what your purpose is. And the clothing can help
The
with it.
clothing can play a part in it.
Absolutely.
So sometimes when people people say, so what do you do? I have a radio talk show and I'm a talk show. So they kind of look at me with the, really? Now, ladies, Anetra, when people see you and you tell them what you do, what do they say?
Some people are like, oh, that's so interesting. Tell me more.
Yes.
So
And
I
there's a
have to tell
certain
them more.
expectation with you. Like when I see you, stylish.
Right. I was
Well,
telling you this morning when I came in, this gentleman, he said, oh, you look very stylish.
And what did I
said, "Oh, thank
say?
You said the same thing.
So clearly, it's stylish. All right, Coach K, when somebody says to you, what do you do?
And as a life coach and clinical sexologist, there's usually a pause and a look.
There is a part. The one part that
I
does
picked up.
help with that is the clinical. It's like there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of, I don't know how a person is 23 years old and is a life coach. Like you ain't got no miles. Maybe you can life coach to an 11-year-old. But I don't know if you got enough. I don't know if you got enough miles on you to be telling me what's down the road.
I have a question though for you, Coach. Like tell the audience the importance of sexuality and being a sexual being. The importance of that, especially if
Johnny,
you're in a
I'm taking
relationship.
notes.
If you're in a relationship, it's a long-term relationship and having that intimacy.
That's a loaded question, but all of that, it matters. Because it helps you to express. To me, sex is like art. There's an expression of it.
Oh.
And if you think of an artist who is not able to fully execute what's in their mind creatively,
I'm an artist.
it's not going to show up. And so it's the same thing. Sexually, if there are a lot of women who will not approach a guy because society says you have to sit and wait. And the longer you sit and wait,
you're gonna be waiting.
Frustrated. And you're gonna take the first thing that comes to you. And that's where young women, because that's where I want to hit those young women. That's where the 19-year-old says, I'll go with that one because that one picked me. But she didn't pick herself first. Because if she picked herself first, then she would be the picker. she would position herself to say, okay, that's the one that I'm looking for. I don't care about the 10 that came to talk to me until that one shows up for me. And if he doesn't show up in enough time, forget it. Let me go walk up to him. Because that's what I did. When I saw my husband, I scanned that room. I said, he's it.
I know. What did I tell you about my wife? I'm standing by the bathroom. She walks by, coming out of the bathroom. She flicks water on me. Just like,
She knew.
I just look at her like, what's with you? And she walks off looking back, me laughing.
It's like when
You
your
would take
kid
too long.
and the kid hits you or whatever, and they're
You
like,
keep-
oh, they like you.
Yeah, well, because guys don't understand how to make that happen. All right, Coach, really quickly, people would sometimes they draw the line. They know that line to cross for you from people who don't question you from a business standpoint. Like I said to you, when you say I'm a clinical sexologist, okay, we snicker, but the clinical part says this is real. This isn't, like 8th grade foolishness. And so talk about how to keep the business part in line so that when, you don't run afoul of people kind of always questioning what you do.
It's in the language, it's in the presentation. I always push intimacy up front, intimacy and love, which is love and intimacy is the name of the business 101, which is the basic courses in every single thing you do in life. And so presenting that up front, I don't get the DMs of, in 4 years of being in business, I got one random fool who sent me this crazy message, and I just put it up on social media and say, y'all take care of him. Here's his number. He's bored. He needs something to do.
Oh, Lord.
Go ahead and reach out to him because
I'll put him on blast.
and I would do it every single time because I am a business and I make that very clear. If you're not contacting me for business, because I do get some weird calls. And immediately I'm listening to the first thing I'm going to say, are you called to schedule a session? And if they continue to try to talk, is this a number I can text? I will send you the link to schedule. I'm very to the point. I'm not great in anything when it comes to business. And I'm not looking for the shock value. There are a lot of people who are in this business that, oh, let me give this shock value thing so that I can get the clients in. Well, if you do that, then you set the tone for your business. Because when they contact you, they're looking for you and this
To
shock
follow
value.
through with.
Exactly. So people ask, have you ever gotten, I'm in a sexologist group for the school. And some people in there, I got this, somebody asked me, will I come into their house and do X, Y, and Z? And I said, well, what are you presenting that someone would feel comfortable, multiple people to ask you this? If you're putting out half naked things often and trying to just grab people with shock, they're ready to be shocked. So that's what you're going to get. And that's not what I put out.
So you had said, how many times have you been knocked off of social media?
0.
You know how many people get put in Facebook in those jails? I mean, really? It's like, exactly. Everybody knows, yo, what's up? Oh, I haven't been around. I've been in Facebook jail. And then regular Joe Blows. Here you are, a sexologist, and have never. That just says something about how you conduct a business. Alrighty, how can people find you out there?
I am on all social media platforms. You can search Coach K101, COACHKAY 101. Except LinkedIn, you have to look up Love and Intimacy 101.
Yes.
And you can go to my website, which is Love and Intimacy 101.
Anything you got going on you want to let the folks know about?
Absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, Naughty or Nice Bingo Shots and Shopping. That's on December 17th. So that is, you can win amazing prizes. That is still open now. The Lioness Den, which I'm super excited about, that I just launched, which is the female-only community membership group for ladies. Though that application process actually opened today, which will launch in January. And then I still have couples date night RBA, which is a dating social club for couples. It's not for you to find a date. It's every month. It's 2 fully executed dates that I've created. You show up and you date your partner, period. That's it.
That's important.
So you're saying the man got to show up and not knowing what's going to happen?
you don't have an idea of what, like, might have salsa dancing, we may have, paintballing.
Exactly. Honey, come on. 7 o'clock. We got where we going?
What are we doing?
You never know, it could be a winery. You just, you don't have to think about it, because in life, in marriage, in commitment, sometimes you don't have time to make a reservation, figure out what your partner wants, do this and other. Hey, you show up, y'all salsa dancing. Oh my gosh, I never knew that you like this. You're learning and discovering new things about each other because you're doing things outside of your assumptions of each other.
There you go. Okay. And you know what? That's a win right there. Just like the thing, like I said, there's other women's groups out there, or a lot of them seem to be about, maybe that's because I'm on the business side and it's about, we killing it in business and you're finding your tribe. That one right there is something, because, and I know like men have a sort of group like that. Cheats has a group. It's a men's group and men go there. A lot of times men are there at other things men lie all the time. How you doing? I'm doing great. They're not going. You can look at them and tell the wheels are coming off, but I'm doing great. But so yeah, that one right there. So congratulations on that. Alrighty, Anetra Byrd, what you got going on out there?
Well, what I have going on, I am working on more fashion shows. I did a fashion show recently in connection with Dillard's, which was great. But I'm working on more of those, just taking it to different retailers across the region and beyond.
So you were Dillard's this time in Short Pump, right?
Yes.
And the other time you were Dillard's in Stony Point.
Exactly. Had a great time. Just giving people an experience just to see beautiful people and beautiful things, because people like beauty.
People like having things look good,
Oh, yeah.
which is your thing right there.
Absolutely.
How can people find you out there?
Well, they can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Nishik, or they can go to my website. It's nishikstyles.com, and I'm also on YouTube under Nishik.
Yes, you do have a YouTube channel.
I do.
There you go. On the Mike, we'd like to thank you ladies for coming in. This is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network. As I always say, make sure you take a listen to our sponsors and advertisers, because the microphone ain't free, plus my grandkids need stuff.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, yes, they do. Yes, they do. And so a lot of things come up. Christmas is coming up. So
yeah.
make sure you support, because they allow us to be on the air and offer time to folks like these entrepreneurs right here. So on the Mike, we got to run. Take care now. Thanks.